This is ridiculous. Hey, y'all, it's Scotty Mills, the New York Anime Prick, and today's video is aimed towards all those soccer moms who throw Coco birthday parties for their little kids, painting skulls on their faces, handing them sombreros and ukuleles, and telling them that's what Hispanic culture is. And all you people who watch La Bamba and Selena once a fucking year and try to be inclusive by watching inclusive fucking movies and TV shows, guess what? This is for you, you racist motherfuckers. This is Hispanic Heritage Month. And honestly, I read a lot of articles, and I've been down a bunch of lists of Hispanic Heritage Month movies that were just utterly ridiculous and should not be categorized underneath that category. So I will give you my top picks of what you should watch. First of all, let me start by saying I do love Hispanic culture, from the art to the food, because you already know as a white man, I do not season my food. I do not season my chicken. There's no seasoning in my cabinet, so I need to eat something good. But when it comes to culture in movies and TV shows, that's something I really look for, okay? I really do. I love compelling stories. But what does Hollywood do, man? They have all this inclusion shit, and they lump in movies underneath the Latino category and the black category just because there's a non-white person in there, and I will get to that, trust me. I hate how the industry's just watered down and they try to be inclusive, okay? Now, look at the Emmys. Look at the Emmys. I didn't watch them. I didn't watch the movies, but apparently nobody who's black or of color won or some shit like that. I don't really know the truth, but if that is true, were the movies or TV shows any good? Honestly, because they don't hire on talent anymore. They just want to hire based on the color of somebody's skin. And honestly, that is racism 101. Come on. This is ridiculous. Okay, and they do the same with Hispanic Heritage Month when it comes to Netflix and Hulu and lumping together movies that you should watch during this month, during this cultural month. Now, when I watch a movie, okay, what do I focus on? I focus on story. Why? Because I'm a writer. Now, yeah, I do watch and I look for cinematography, directing, actors' performances, like that, and lighting. I really do love lighting. I think it's the best thing ever. But I look for character development, okay? I look for actual stories. Now, when it comes to movies about culture and like that, right, what does Hollywood do? They make culture a separate character, okay? They make the entire movie or TV show about the culture instead of the characters at hand. They do not treat the culture as a part of those people. Now, honestly, man, it's racist as it really is. And what's worse than that is when they clump together these movies, like I said earlier, into certain categories. Like, if you go under Netflix, under Black Stories tab, they have Legends of Tomorrow. Are you kidding me? Why? Because there's a black dude in it? So he's not an actor. He's just a black guy. Is that what I'm understanding? You're stupid. Now, they do the same exact the Latino under the Hispanic Heritage Month movie on Hulu. They have Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. Why? Because Selena Gomez is in it? Huh? And Brooklyn 999 or whatever that show is, and Ingrid Goes West. I love that movie. I thought Aubrey Plaza did an amazing job, but just because she's Puerto Rican does not mean it's a Hispanic culture story. Okay, that's a fact. And on Netflix under the Hispanic Latino story, man, they got Roswell, New Mexico. Why? Because the main character, her mother's an immigrant. The show's about aliens from space. Space. Okay, they got Cobra Kai. Okay, cool. I get it. There's Hispanic actors in it. So what? They're actors. I don't look at them any different. Why the is that Hispanic story is not? You'll find AOC's documentary. She's a whole 2 episodes worth that dumb. Don't get me started on that today. Different topic, different day. The Charmed remake, Spy Kids with Jessica Alba and Jennifer Garner's Yes Day. Why do they have that up there? Because there's a Hispanic person in it. That's disgusting. All this society and entertainment industry give a about this liberal ass agenda is inclusion. Okay, they don't give a black, white, gay, straight, Hispanic, Arabian, Chinese. They don't give a flying where you're from. All they give a about is the fact that you're gonna pay money because you want to see society be inclusive. Okay, guess what? Society is not what it was 10 or 15 or even 50 years ago. All right, do you understand that? Okay, all they do is brainwash you. And guess what? Since they're brainwashing you, I gotta watch movies. Now, this made me want to venture off, okay? And actually look at movies for Hispanic Heritage Month, because I didn't want to be a dumb, ignorant like the rest of America, honestly, with all this inclusion bull. That, you know what? That goes for every race. It really does. Doesn't matter if you're white or not. Every race, ignorance runs deep right now. But I'm going to read a few of these that I found. Number 1, I found on L.com, Vampires in the Bronx. Okay, Vampires in the Bronx. Now, I'm from New York. I thought it was a fun movie, okay? But just because they're black and Hispanic does not mean it's a Latino movie, okay? It has nothing to do with the culture. It's just a bunch of New York kids trying to up some vampires. It was fun. You should probably check that out. And also, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I get it. Miles Morales is Afro-Latino. Does that make it a cultural movie? No, it does not. He just happens to be that ethnicity, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's it. Now, Romper.com, man, they put Dora the Explorer. Get the out of here. You know what? I'm not sorry. I'm really not. That's all I'm going to say about that one. And American Airlines, man, they put West Side Story 1961. Now, I got bad news for all you motherfuckers who think that might fit the bill. The girl who played Maria was Russian. Yeah, communist ass hoe. I thought it was a great movie. I love that musical to this day. I probably will for the rest of my life. Instructions not included by Eugenio Derbez. He wrote it, directed it, acted in it. I thought it was good, but it does not describe any kind of Hispanic Heritage Month kind of culture movie, okay? All those movies I mentioned earlier that I was actually going to mention right now, they did this because there's a non-white person in there, okay? And when you watch a movie, okay, they're trying to be divisive in this country right now, but you should be paying attention to characters, okay, in their life, something that really represents some kind of realistic authenticity, okay? And that's what I've seen in the movies I'm about to list right now. First up, Under the Same Moon. I would try to pronounce it in Spanish, but honestly, my girlfriend to the right of the screen would probably kill me because every time I try to speak Spanish, she gets embarrassed. Now, it's about this kid, Carlos, okay? And his mom is over here in America, and he's down in Mexico. He misses his mom. His mom is trying to raise money for him to go over to America so that way he can live happily ever after. Why you should watch this movie is because the Hispanic culture, the Mexican culture down in Mexico, right? It does not overshadow the characters, okay? They have real authenticity in these characters, okay? Little kids on the street selling candy, trying to provide. They did not make the movie about poor and poverty in Mexico. No, they made the movie about a kid who just happens to be in that society who goes on a journey, a really witty and fun journey to find his mother. That is the bottom line. They did a great job representing the culture, and yes, that is not coming from me as a white man. Next up, Gentrified, okay? This is a show on Netflix about a struggling taco shop and a family who's struggling to run it, okay? And one of the weirdo whitewashed motherfuckers in the family who nobody counts as a Mexican, steps up and tries to make the change. Now, this show is about divisiveness, okay, in Hispanic culture everywhere, right here in America especially, right here in California, okay? This show did so much, I think, to show how life really is in Los Angeles. I think they did a great job. I think you should watch it. Next up, Ugly Betty, and you probably heard of that one, but why is it on our list? Because Salma Hayek really took this seriously, okay? Now, the show is based off of a Colombian soap opera, and that is basically what we have here, and now we have Ugly Betty. And they did so great at not watering down the culture of her family, but not overshadowing her character development, okay? They kept authenticity throughout the entire family, throughout the show, and I thought they did a really great job with that. Now, next up, I have Real Women Have Curves, man. I've been sitting on that movie for so goddamn long, and I finally watched it, but it's literally about a woman, okay, a girl in high school, who's just stuck between a generational divide between her and her family is immigrants from Mexico. Now, her family just wants her to live the life that they want, okay? From their own experiences back in Mexico. Now, it's understandable, okay? Many people go through that every single day, okay? I think it's great. I think you should watch it. They don't stress the culture and overshadow the characters. The culture is a part of the characters. That's the bottom line. That's the whole point in all these movies. Now, next up for the last one, unfortunately, I have Coco. And I say unfortunately because I am so convinced Disney just did this awesome movie. I thought it was great just to be inclusive. And now all these white-ass soccer mom-ass Karen are just shoving it down their kids' throats going, here, don't be racist. It's bullshit, but the movie is awesome. I think it's great. The people, the crew attached to it had such heart and passion when creating it. Okay, just like Vivo recently. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. Everything I mentioned you should watch, except for the ones I said not to. That's all I got for today. If you take anything from this, don't be a ignorant. Look for stories and don't trust the goddamn industry. Now, pretty soon, I'm going to come out with a video that you're not going to like. Nobody will. Because do people of color really matter?